Why? Because then you got Kwanzaa pulling out her titties. The whore pulled out her titties. And these whore bags over here started feeling and fondling on her tits. Mike,
I don't have it to do with you. Girl, you can go over there, rant and rave. Girl, you can shake all your rainbow bright hair all you want, dear one. I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I'm not doing this with you, dear one. I don't have nothing to do with you, and I'm done. Baby, you can scream my name from the rooftops from now till Jesus come back. I'm done after this.
Introduced to Tick's Meat. Do you see what I see? Did y'all really hello, casting wardrobe? Y'all let him roll up out of wardrobe with these pants on, giving us all of this, thinking we were not going to see it. We have been waiting with bated breath and anticipating all season long for the slightest glimpse. And y'all just put it out there this episode in all of its magnificent glory.
Listen, that young man said, baby, you ate on this first date, you giving up the cooch on the first date, okay? Or you gonna run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. That's our new theme song. That is the new song. Listen, somebody need to put a beat to that. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. Run me my cooch or run me my coins. This what y'all got going on.
Called out Sandcastle. Sand, bitch. Ow. Oh my God, it was so funny, girl. Ooh, baby, listen, let me tell you something. This shit started to turn into the precursor for some gay porn. That's what I thought it was. Because Big T is getting all, the voice starting to go deeper and get a little more wet and moist and sentimental and all this shit. And it was real gay at this point. Like, I thought the bitches was going to stop. I thought Lil Murder was going to turn Big T around and do him like he did Uncle Cliff and do the grease it up with City Lube and ran right in there. It's not a coincidence that Big T started off the conversation by trying to find out if Lil Murder was fucking Mercedes, which he found out he's not. It's also not a coincidence that he would start talking about prison. Why? Because the bitches was probably fucking in prison. Girl. Uncle Clifford, you better go get your man. Big T got plans for that. What he had on looked like something Big Bird vomited up or something like that. Like, I did not like it. That Big Bird couture he was going for, it did not work. Like the pastor of a gay mega church on Easter Sunday. Okay, it was way too much sequins. He had on way too much makeup. Baby, his face looked like Iyanla Vanzant's neckline. Okay, just way too much makeup, clumped in everywhere on his face. Get it together, sweetheart. Like, you're a big girl, so that gives you a whole lot of canvas. So that was a whole lot of makeup, honey. And Rico looked like he was auditioning to be one of the three kings, or he was auditioning to be the main character on Jesus Christ Superstar. Girl, Wayne, did you have on a blue thong or a blue G-string or something? If you did, I want to see it. Get me up in my DMs. I do want to see if you have some blue thong or blue, jock strap, something like that. I'd love to see it. Anyway, but I liked it with the turtleneck. Now, Troy. Hello, people. Hello. How the hell are you? What's going on? What is up? Y'all bear with me. I'm still trying to regain my voice. Nevertheless, we're here. Wearing my favorite color in the world, green, drinking green Gatorade. All right. How the hell are you? What's going on today? How is your Tuesday? We are back with our regularly scheduled programming. Back like we never left. Okay? Back like we never left. Let me say hey to y'all. Listen, the dossier is packed today. We have a jam-packed dossier. So, since we have a jam-packed dossier, we don't have time to, play around with it, pussyfoot around with it. We got to get in and get out, okay? We don't have the type of time today to be playing around. Let me say hey to y'all. Hey, Tracy W., Ravine, what is going on? Candace F., y'all really pray for me, pray my strength, that my voice holds up. I'm very worried that my voice may not hold up. That's what I'm worried about. So y'all pray my strength in the Lord that this good voice of mine holds up. Hey, Jocelyn.
What's going on? Janae, what is up? Hey, Catherine Powell. Hey, Tanya Boo. Miss Felicia, how are you, my love? Tamara, what is good? Quake, how the hell are you? Hey, Sam A. Demetria, girl, where you been at? Where you been hiding? I ain't seen you in a minute. You can't be missing like that. Cha. Terrence, what's good, bruh? What is going on? Candace say, I'm still cussing people out over the Super Bowl. Mm, mm. Oh, I don't know about this good voice, y'all. I don't know if I'm gonna hold up. Fran, what's going on, Fran? You all right today, boo? Lord. So listen. Uh, it said his auntie asked him if he had a lot of girlfriends. Mm. Hey, Miss Shorty B. Hair, I can't even do your intro, Hair. I'm sorry, I don't even have the voice to do it. Hair, I cannot even do your intro today, Hair. I have nobody's voice. So I'm just gonna say a spirited hey, hey, hey to the motherfucking hey. How about that? Hey, Harold. Anyway, yeah, yeah. If y'all ready to get this party started, go ahead and put a shondo in the chat. Y'all, YouTube is tripping on me, right? So I have to do a new intro. So I got to do a new intro probably over the next week or so. Probably sooner than that, sooner than later. But I have to do a new intro. So that means that I'm gonna do like I always do. Um, help me out with the intro clips. Um, send me some of your favorite clips with the timestamps. Send me the link to the video in a DM or email. The link to the video and the timestamp for some of your favorite clips so that I can do this new intro, because I have to do a new intro because YouTube is taking my monetization from me with my current intro now. And they just started doing this over the last week. And so now they're taking all my monetization from all of my videos with my intro. Even though my intro is from a free domain, a website where you get free music, I guess that's not enough for them. I don't know. What I do know is I have to do a new intro. So please, if you have some of your favorite clips or moments, yeah, we no more run me my cooch, run me my coin. I mean, I still have those clips, but I think it's just time for a new intro with a bunch of new clips. So, um, yeah, if you have, because it's gonna take me a while. It takes a long time to go through all of those videos, hours and hours and hours and hours of footage and find the right clips and stuff like it. Literally is hours and hours and hours and hours of footage that I have to go through for that. Jesus God, think about it. If we do between an hour and a half to 2 hours Monday through Thursday, and sometimes Friday of clips, and then you add silly Saturday on that, which could be 3 hours, and you have I haven't changed my intro in about 2 years now, maybe. Yeah, in about 2 years now. That's hundreds of hours of video that I would have to go through. So if you have some favorite moments, just go and send me the link and give me the timestamp so I can have it. Hmm. uh, so he's gonna do. Listen, I'm gonna give you the best that I got. I'm like Anita Baker. I'm giving you the best that I got, baby. Child, I wish. Oh, I'm not changing Larry. No, Larry. The Sugar Spike segment is no, it's no problem with the Sugar Spike segment. That is fine. But it's the intro, not the Sugar Spike segment. So Larry's not going anywhere. But it's the intro. Hey Tawana, y'all. Tawana was hanging out this weekend. Child. Tawana was on that boat. Mm, mm. Baby, listen. Tawana was in rare form this weekend. She was hanging out with the people. Yes, because of the music, and I just don't feel like going through the editing process just to take the music out. So I'm just doing a whole nother intro. Yeah, just gonna do another one. Yeah, I know. I could just change the music. I could, but yeah. Hey, Auntie Cammy, what's going on? All right. Hey, Green Girl. Hey, Karen. Child. You know, all good things must come to it, and we got to change. And I'm sure hopefully you'll like the new intro. I'll try to do something. Yeah, I will put something together. That's why I'm telling y'all to help me out. Go look at the videos. Tell me, give me moments that, I need to include in the intro, and you know, we'll go from there. Y'all helped me with the last intro. Y'all helped me find moments for that. So that's how we got the last intro. So hopefully y'all will help me this time. Right. Jesus Christ Superstar is a staple, right? Uh hey, crazy homebody girl, listen. Jesus Christ Superstar. I might need to keep that. Jesus Christ Superstar. I might need to keep that. I don't know. But we'll have to find another moment to rival Jesus Christ Superstar. I'm just saying. mm, Child. Hey, Miss Kiki. It sounds like we're ready to get this party started. So, without further ado, uh, 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 we will start like we do every day during the month of February with our Black History Moment.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. I'm blickety black, blacker than black, black, I'm blacker than black, yo, because I'm black and I'm black. Yo, I'm black and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blickety black.
Because we black, y'all. We black, y'all. We blackity black. And we black, y'all. So, for today on our Black History Moment, we start off with the story that most people, when they hear the story, um, they think it should be a movie, and that is the story of Robert Smalls. That is the story of Robert Smalls, who would go on to become the first Black commissioned officer in any of the United States military branches. I learned the story of Robert Smalls actually when I was in college, and it's such an intriguing story. Um, but it certainly deserves to uh, um, get a movie made out of his story. Hey, Complex 613. So let's learn the story of Robert Smalls. Robert Smalls was born in Beaufort, South Carolina on April 5th, 1839, and worked as a house slave until the age of 12. At that point, his owner, John K. McKee, sent him to Charleston to work as a waiter, ship rigger, and sailor, with all earnings going to his owner. This arrangement continued until Smalls was 18, when he negotiated to keep all but $15 of his monthly pay, a deal which allowed Smalls to begin saving money. The savings that he accumulated were later used to purchase his wife and daughter from their owner for a sum of $800. Their son was born a few years later. In 1861, Smalls was hired as a deckhand on the Confederate transport steamer Planter, which was captained by General Roswell Ripley, the commander of the 2nd Military District of South Carolina. The planter was assigned the job of delivering armament to the Confederate forts. On May 13th, 1862, the crew of the planter went ashore for the evening, leaving Smalls to guard the ship and its contents. Smalls loaded the ship with his wife, children, and 12 other slaves from the city and sailed it to the area of the harbor where Union ships had formed their blockade. This trip led the ships past 5 forts, all of which required the correct whistle signal to indicate they were a Confederate ship. Smalls eventually presented the planter before Onward, a Union blockade ship, and raised the white flag of surrender. He later turned over all charts. A Confederate naval code, and armaments, as well as the planter ship itself. He turned it all over to the Union Navy. Smalls's feat is partly credited with persuading a reluctant President Abraham Lincoln to consider allowing African Americans into the Union Army. Smalls went on a speaking tour across the North to describe the episode and to recruit black soldiers for the war effort. By the late by late 1863, he returned to the war zone to pilot the Planter, which had been converted to a Union war vessel. In December 1863, he was promoted to captain, becoming the first African American to hold that rank in the U.S. in the history of the U.S. Navy, and the first African American commissioned officer. After the Civil War, Smalls entered politics as a Republican. He was elected to the South Carolina House of Representatives and later to the South Carolina Senate. He was elected to the United States House of Representatives, first from South Carolina's 5th Congressional District and later from South Carolina's 7th Congressional District. Smalls served in Congress from 1868 to 1889. When his last term ended, Smalls moved to Beaufort, South Carolina to become the United States Collector of Customs. He also purchased and resided in the house in which he had once been a slave. He died in Beaufort on February 22nd, 1915, and is buried there with his family. He was 76 at the time of his death. When you start to learn the story of him taking this Confederate ship and um when you hear the story about how he took this Confederate ship and turned it over to the Union, he tells the story about how he had to put stuff on his face because as he passed by the Confederate forts and he was doing the signals to let them know he was a Confederate ship, he had to put stuff on. It wasn't makeup, but he said he put like some type. They say he put something on his face to make him look white from far away, so they wouldn't think that it was a black man that was that was the captain of this ship. It was a whole situation. But it's a heralding story, an awesome history. This was and him serving in the United States military. Remember, this was during the time of Reconstruction, just before we got to Jim Crow, when white people said, "Yeah, we don't need no more you black people in our United States Congress." And I think so little is told about the period of Reconstruction just after after the Emancipation Proclamation and after the Civil War. That small window of time was a great time for black people. It was an awesome time. Um, I mean, as good as you could get during that time, I should say, but there were a lot of advancements that came during that time of Reconstruction, and so little is ever told about it. There's a lot of focus on Jim Crow, a lot of focus on slavery, and white people would love for us to only have the story of Jim Crow and um only want to hear the story of slavery and Jim Crow. Little is told about that time during Reconstruction. Also, if you look during the time of Reconstruction, when you start to hear about all of these great inventions and firsts by black people, a lot of that happens during the period of Reconstruction. But that's the story of Robert Smalls. We salute him, and that is a great moment in Black history. Our next moment in Black history takes us to the great state of Texas, specifically to Houston. And even more specific, it takes us to Texas Southern University. Yes, and HBCU. And this next moment in Black history is the story of the TSU riot of 1967. The event labeled as the Houston riot occurred on the Texas Southern University campus in Houston, Texas in 1967. As with many other civil disturbances during the 1960s, underlying racial resentments prior to the event finally reached a tipping point. In this instance, however, much of the anger was directed at the TSU students and came from Houston police officers, and thus should be labeled a police riot. Tensions between the Houston police and TSU students arose from the circumstances surrounding the death of 11-year-old Victor George, who had drowned in a garbage filled pond at Houston's Holmes Road dump on May 8th, 1967. Many of these dumps were located in black majority neighborhoods because the city had routinely and purposely arranged for landfills to be in segregated parts of town. On May 15th, students attending TSU and other local universities, along with environmental activists, staged a sit in front of Holmes Road Dump's entrance in an attempt to force the city to shut down the dump. Their protest was one of the first in the nation targeting the evolving issue that would later spark the national anti environmental racism movement. During the sit ins, dozens of protesters were arrested by Houston police. TSU students returned to the dump's entrance the following day to continue the protests, which resulted in still more arrests. Later that day, support rallies were held at local churches where some protest leaders spoke about beginning a battle with police. The Houston police falsely assumed those who called for this confrontation were TSU students. In response, police officers blockaded all the roads leading to the TSU campus and shut down the school. With thousands of students, including the vast majority who had not participated in the protest, confined to the campus, tensions with the police grew over the afternoon and into the early evening. The civil unrest that occurred later that night would be labeled as the TSU riot. By early evening, some students hurled rocks and bottles at the police. Believing the attack came from Lanier Hall, a male dormitory, Houston police surrounded the building and exchanged gunfire with some of the students inside. And the picture that you see there is a picture outside of Lanier Hall where they began taking the young men out of the male dormitory. Houston's mayor, Louis Welch, attempted to de escalate the situation by enlisting the help of one of the protest organizers, Reverend William Lawson, who tried to get the students to cease firing weapons from the dormitory. After this event, after this effort failed, Houston police opened fire on the dormitory, shooting nearly 5,000 rounds of ammunition into the dormitory. Then the police raided the dormitory, arresting 488 students, nearly all the residents of the building. Most of those arrested had nothing to do with the violence. All of them were paraded outside in their pajamas and underwear. A small number of those arrested were injured. One Houston police officer, Louis Cuba, was killed during the incident. Houston police arrested TSU students Douglas Walker, Floyd Nichols, Charles Freeman, John Parker, and Trozawell Franklin, and Harris County prosecutors charged them with the murder of Officer Cuba. Neither Walker nor Nichols were present when Officer Cuba died. Walker had been arrested earlier in connection with the dump protest, and Nichols was at his home in northeastern Houston. Nevertheless, they were still apprehended and charged. The charges against all 5 students, dubbed the TSU 5, were dismissed, however, in 1970 due to insufficient evidence. By that point, authorities concluded that Officer Cuba was killed due to a ricocheted police bullet, and not from fire from the dorm. And that is the story of, hey Jeannie, that is the story um of the TSU riot. Now, I was not aware of the TSU riot. Not aware at all. Hey, Cymera. I learned of this story as I was doing my research for you all, and I saw it. I said, "Let me look into this," and I started to do my research on this. Um, but when you look into it, the people that they were looking for were not even TSU students. The people who said they should attack the police were not even TSU students. The people who threw the rocks at the police were not in this dorm. And it just escalated into some, the black boys in this dorm, they was about that life. You shooting at us, we shooting back at you. So don't think they just sat there and took it. They had their own guns and they began to shoot back at the police. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Please, if you haven't, can we have a moment about Denver Smith and Leonard Brown of Southern University? Fran, send that to me. Send me an email just with their names because I might forget. Send me an email with their names and things like that so I can do my research on it and get it to you. I was in this Nancy Guthrie. Oh, what's going on, Jason? What's good, bro? I knew about the riot at Southern University in Baton Rouge. Listen, we'll get more of these stories because a lot of times our stories are being kept from us. And sometimes if you live in a state or live in an area or even if you went to that school, you may be aware, but others who may not be in that state, in that area, may not have gone to that school. They may not be aware. So I love hearing about these stories. Love hearing about how as black people, we did not just sit there and take it. We fought back and we said, yeah, we're not here for this fuck shit. I'm here for it. I'm here for all of it. Thank you, Fran. So that's the story. So today's Black History Moments, we had Robert Smalls, first commissioned officer in the U.S. military, and former U.S. representative, and the story of the TSU riot of 1967. I'm just saying. Love, love, love hearing these stories. I promised you all I would continue to give you the more information from the primaries, and we're going to do that today. We'll continue doing that today. Now, today we're going to the great state of Texas. Come in, Texas. Come in. We're staying in Texas. I know one of our Black History moments was from Texas, but we're going to stay in the great state of Texas. Let me come in, Texas. Come in, Texas. I'm very disappointed in you, Texas. We're going to look at 2 Texas congressional primaries. Okay. Now, Texas has their primary in less than a month. Exactly 3 weeks from today is the primary in Texas. Again, exactly 3 weeks from today, Texas will be having their primaries. Come here, Texas. Put a 27 in the chat if you live in Texas. Where's Quake? Hey, grown woman, don't try me. Where's Quake and all my other Texas delegation? Where y'all at? Now, my issue, Texas, is nobody's running. Are y'all that fearful in Texas? Let's go to the gubernatorial race over here in Texas. Let's look at the gubernatorial race in the great state of Texas. Now, this person isn't in the primary. She's an independent candidate. So you'll see her in November. On the Democratic side, right? These are the candidates. You got Patricia Abrego. These are the gubernatorial Democratic candidates. You got Patricia Abrego, Chris Bell, Bobby Cole, Carlton Hart, Gina Hinojosa. She's the front runner, but she's a congressman. She's a weak candidate. She's not even well known. She doesn't have she's not going to be Governor Howard. Let's be clear. And she has all of the endorsements and all of the monies and everything from the Democratic establishment. She's more moderate and centrist than I'd like. You have these other people: Jose Navarro, Balbuena, Zach Vance, Angela Vallesquez, and Andrew White. They're already saying that it's Gina Hinojosa's candidacy to lose. However, she's a weak candidate. Where are all of the strong candidates in Texas? Now is the time. The Republicans are vulnerable. The Republicans are very vulnerable. Hey, Quake. You knew I was going to get that, Quake. Hey, Chef Don. How are you today, sir? Coming to us. Where's he coming to us from? Oh, he coming to us from. Now, listen, Texas, this is very disappointing, Texas. This is very disappointing. But these are your candidates. Gina Hinojosa, she's a very weak candidate. She does not have an ice cube's chance in hell of beating Governor Hot Wheels. You like Angela Vallesquez? Nobody's supporting her like they should. And then you have all of these people running on the Republican side. Governor Hot Wheels is, of course, it's his race to lose. I mean, all of these people are allegedly running on the Republican side. I don't really care because don't none of them have an ice cube's chance in hell. But even more disappointing than the gubernatorial candidates is this fuck shit. Now, let's talk about Texas 28. Where is Texas 28? I'm glad you asked. Texas 28 is the district where fuck ass Henry Cuellar is. It goes from San Antonio all the way down to the southern border of Texas. That district goes all the way from San Antonio all the way down to the southern border of Texas, right? This is a district represented by a Republican calling himself a Democrat. Y'all know I have dog walked Henry Cuellar for a while now. This is who's running in the Democrat. This is a Democratic seat. This is who y'all have in Texas 28 running against Henry Cuellar. This is who y'all have in the primaries. This is who y'all have. This is who y'all have. This is disappointing. These are the candidates for the Republican side, but these two, Ricardo Villarreal and Andrew Vanting, that ain't gonna get it done. And the fact that nobody is putting up a real fight against Henry Cuellar is problematic. We've told you about the problems with Henry Cuellar. He's the worst of us. Remember, the man was indicted on bribery charges, him and his wife. The man had to be pardoned by Donald John. If that does not tell you the corruption that you got going on, I don't know what does. Yeah, Jessica Cisneros lost by I know it was less than 300 votes. And let's be clear, Nancy Pelosi and Jim Clyburn orchestrated that shit that year. This is so sad. And the problem with Texas is Texas voters, specifically the Democratic voters and the and black people and Hispanic people alike in Texas. Hey, Sharice, the problem is they have browbeat Texas Democrat and left-leaning voters so long into thinking that they don't have a chance in hell, to make them feel like, oh, it's already decided. So don't even try. Don't even put up a fight. Just go with whatever we tell you to go with. And it doesn't have to be that way. It really does not. Right, it is. Like they've already listen. Governor Hot Wheels is very vulnerable. They don't have a credible I shouldn't say credible, but they don't have a real candidate that has a real shot at it. And he's more vulnerable than he's been in any of his other elections. Republicans across the board in Texas are vulnerable. Now is the time to strike. And Texas, y'all just out here like, well, we just gonna, like Harold said, we just gonna go full Bohica. Hashtag Bohica. And then on the back end, people will be complaining about what happens. Somebody got to get in the fight. I'm just saying, The Texas Democratic Party, and remember, I've been dog walking the Democratic Party of Texas for some time. We can go back to when I spent 45 minutes dragging them when we did the story about what's my boy name with the hair? His last name is George. Y'all will put it in the chat. The young black man that had to miss a whole year of school because of his hair. And I dog walked the Texas Democratic Party for a whole 45 minutes because of that shit. The Texas Democratic Party, y'all have to do better. I'm just saying. They are, Harold. Texas Dems, y'all have to do fucking better. That's it. That's all. And citizens of Texas, you got to go hold these people accountable. Go hold your lawmakers accountable. Now, if this who you got, then I go and I start to hold these people. I say, hey, where's the next where's the next place you're campaigning? Yeah, let me go ask you some questions because I need to find, since this all we got at this point, I need to know where y'all stand on this. Even these gubernatorial candidates, and like always on Ballotpedia, you can always click on the candidate and they'll give you more. I'll put these put this in the chat for you all. But you can go click on it and it'll give you some information. You still may have to do some more of your own information about the individual candidates, but I'll let me put these links in the chat. This is the gubernatorial candidates. Those are the gubernatorial candidates there, and these are the candidates here for Texas 28th district, which goes from San Antonio all the way down to the southern Texas border. Like I said, very disappointed in that, Texas. Very, very, very disappointed. Y'all are better than that. That may be true, Demetria. So, yeah, got to do better. Got to do better. So that's Texas. And with that being said, those are your updates on the primaries. Your primary updates for today. And with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, non-binary, gender-conforming members of our audience, I bring to you the late, great Larry Myers to help us usher in our Sugar Spike segment.
Oh, God. You see, this is the part that I like.
Major sugar spike.
So loved the world, I want to fight. That he gave his only begotten son.
Major sugar spike.
And shall ever believe.
Major sugar spike.
They shall not perish, but have everlasting life.
Taste the biscuit.
Jesus! I wish somebody help me.
Jesus. Thank you, Larry. Well, again, here we are. Here the fuck we are. Here we are. What the fuck is going on with my phone? Shit. Here we are. Here we are. Now, at this point, why are they even calling it the Epstein files? Hey, lovely 31 Blueprint. Why are they calling it the Epstein files? They're the Trump files. Call them what the fuck they are. They are the Epstein files. They're the Trump files. Representative Jamie Raskin said when he went to go look at the new partially unredacted, because it's still not fully unredacted, but the new partially unredacted files, right? And he searched Donald John, and the man's name came up over 1 million times. Over 1 million times. Hell, his name in the shit more than Epstein's name is. Why are we calling it the Epstein files? They're the Trump files. Call them what they are. They're his. Now, come here, Democratic Party. Come here. Come here. Because you bitches cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. I promise you. You raggedy whores cannot walk and chew gum at the same time. There's no outrage. There's no outrage. Y'all real calm. Y'all real like, oh, this is just a regular news story. They have emails. And we knew all of this was there, where they were talking about sexual escapades with little girls, 8, 9, and 10 years old. You bitches are supposed to be screaming from every microphone known to man. Because, see, I would be screaming, any lawmaker not. See, I go to the microphone and say some shit like this. If you are not okay with the impeachment of this president and everybody in his cabinet, that means that you're okay with 8 and 9 and 10-year-old babies being raped. And I would have a picture next to me. I'd be holding up a fucking picture every time. Well, I need to be holding up a picture like this every time. See this? This is who your president was going to the island to have sex with. And all of your politicians, because I've seen the pictures. They have the picture. I saw a picture with the little girl. That little girl had to be no more than 7, 8 years old. But they got, they put black spots over the private area and the chest and the face. But her panties are like at her ankles or something. And they made her hold her shirt up so you could see her whole torso and pull her pants and her panties out. It's horrible as you think. Maybe I would have the picture right on every news cycle. Hey, this is what they're doing. And any Republican, let me start calling out the list of every single Republican who's voting not to impeach and remove a known pedophile. Let's go through the names and their districts. Representative John Doe, Florida, District 6. Representative Jane Doe, Colorado, District 2. Maybe I'm calling all of these hoes out. We're talking about babies. Babies. Fucking babies. And these hoes just walking about. Nothing to see here. We're just gonna talk, real calmly. We have a very strongly worded letter. There's no sense of urgency. Hey, Antonia, there's no sense of urgency. They have completely missed the exigence of the moment. The exigence of the moment has escaped them. There's our word of the day. Exigence. There's our word of the day. EXI. GENCE for the Republicans, the Democrats out there. You've missed the exigence of the moment. You don't see any of the exigency of this situation. This situation, you don't see the exigence of this situation. You don't see that there's exigency here because every major moment the leaders see, yep, this is my moment of exigence. It requires for me to lose my fucking mind. But it's just another day. Just another day. Just another day at work. I'm just saying. Y'all walking out here like it's nothing to see here. And you continue to let this person sit in office. Baby, I will be doing around the clock news coverage. If I were Democratic leadership, every hour on the hour, we're doing another news conference. Have your cameras over here. Bring your cameras over here. Let's talk about it. Oh. Now, nobody's surprised that these people have been lying to us the whole time. Nobody's surprised. Your current Secretary of Commerce, Howard Lutnick, who went before Congress a few months back and said he didn't know anything about Epstein and thought the man was disgusting and all of that. Remember that? Now he's admitting that he took his wife and his children and his nannies over to the island because they found his name in there and he couldn't deny it now. hmm He lied and under oath said, yeah, I ain't talked to him after 2005 yet. He was there in 2012 with his wife, children, and nannies. Why for are you taking your children to this man's island? Here we are. There are stories in these files where you had some of these babies that tried to escape and managed to get loose from this compound on the island, only to get to the shores and figure out there was nowhere to go. They were on an island. There was nowhere to go. There was no escape. Only for them to be snatched up and brought back into this fuck shit and fuckery. hmm But we hey Cajun, what's going on? But we over here talk. They are just as quiet, like it's nothing to see here, nothing to see here at all. Y'all continue to let these people there. If you go through the files, almost every single person in this man's cabinet is in the files. All of the people that donated to his platform in the files. And I'm not just saying ancillary mentions in the file, like when they talked about not Russell Westbrook, well, I can't think of this man's name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. Sierra husband, Russell. Damn, I can't think of this man's name. You know who I'm talking about. Russell Wilson. That's what I'm thinking about. Russell Wilson, like an ancillary reference, not that kind. We're talking about people who were there, who were involved in the trafficking and sex trafficking of children. Your boy Clarence Thomas, he's there. Clarence Thomas, oh yes, he's there. And remember when you had the MAGA nuts? Remember when you had the MAGA nuts that were out here conjuring up these conspiracy theories about some secret cabal of progressives and left-leaning Democrats that had little children that were being sexually trafficked and assaulted? Oh, I'm sorry. You were describing what you knew had already happened on Epstein Island. I'm sorry, not the Epstein files, the Trump files. There's a young girl as young as 11 who under oath testified to being raped by your sitting president and also threatened by the same president who told her he'd have her whole family killed. That is what is being alleged. That is what she testified to under oath. Nothing to see here. No sense of urgency. Total missing of the moment of exigence here by the Dems. Nothing to see here, right? I'm just saying. Just want you to know. Hmm. Oh, you should know that your president says that he's still considering giving Ghislaine Maxwell clemency. Also, Howard Lutnick, your sitting commerce secretary, who lied under oath and said that he had nothing to do with the man after 2005, and then came back today, backpedal pussy pop, and said that, oh, yeah, I was on the island in 2012. Yeah, he said he still has complete confidence in him. Why wouldn't he? Hell, he's all over the file. It's his files. Why wouldn't he have confidence in somebody in his files? But every time you talk about impeachment, they talk about impeachment, the Democrats say, "Oh, I don't know that we're ready for that yet." Why? I don't have it to do. Mm-mm, mm-mm. Nope. Let me move on because I might spike out, and I don't know that I have the voice to spike out. I probably don't. I probably don't have the voice to spike out right now. Well, then there's this. It's all sick, Tracy. It's completely sickening. And the fact that these people are not yelling, like every member of Congress should be foaming at the mouth, screaming with every fiber of their soul about how they're going, because this should have happened a long time ago. Because remember, we were in Trump 45, And he told you he would walk into dressing rooms with little girls that were 14 and 15 years old, and he could look at them naked if he wanted to. You bitches didn't do a fuck thing. You acted like there was nothing to fucking see here. You got Megyn Kelly trying to justify it being okay for grown-ass men to have sex with 15-year-olds. And she still has a job. I say to each and every one of us, if you have not seen your sitting member of Congress on somebody's television screen screaming about it, then you should call their offices and said, you need to be removed from office. You're not angry enough. And for all we know, you'll be just as silent if it's one of my family members. See, that's how you got to think about this. If it's one of your daughters, nieces, granddaughters, whatever, friend of the family, when it's one of yours, what are you going to do? When these bitches are fucking radio silent and acting like it's another fucking day at the park. Another fucking day. Remember, it's the same Congress who told us that January 6th was a regular day at the Capitol. So I guess 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13-year-old, 14, 15-year-old little girls being raped, being sexually trafficked is just a regular day for Congress, right? Because the same bitches who are fucking silent right now will be the same bitches who are silent when the shit happens to one of our goddamn kids. Hey, Cams. These are and I don't care if they left, right, middle, whatever. If you're silent, fuck you, fuck your life. Because if it's my child, my grandbaby, my niece, my goddaughter, my whatever, you'll be just as fucking silent. You'll be just as fucking silent. That's where I'm at with it. Now, here's the other news flash. If you expect me to believe by any stretch of the imagination that the Jeffrey Epstein situation was the only one of its kind, you expect me to believe that there is not something identical and possibly worse not going on right now? These people have more power now. These people have more power and influence now. You expect me to believe that a situation either similar or worse isn't currently going on? And they have more power? And you expect me to think that they don't have a similar or worse situation going on? You're dreaming. They're probably way more advanced in how they make this happen now. Mm-hmm. A mess. In more sugar spiky news, well, So the courts are failing us. Are A federal judge ruled yesterday that California cannot enforce a law banning federal agents from wearing masks during immigration enforcement operations. They said, oh, yeah, you can require them to show their ID, but you can't tell the federal agents that they can't wear masks. She did give a little bit of leeway. She did say to them that her problem was that they only wanted this for federal agents and didn't include state and local agents in this, or police law enforcement in this. And she said, had you included all levels of law enforcement, federal, state, and local, I would have been okay with it. But the fact that y'all just said federal and didn't include state and local, I ain't with that. So she said, yeah. But you can make them wear IDs. Now, Miss Judge Thing, why couldn't you just call the the people to your chambers and say, "Hey, fix this, and we can get it done"? I guess she probably can't. But California, go ahead and do your due diligence. File the motion properly. Get it back in the courts. The courts are failing us anyway. I mean, if we're looking to them for help, don't bet on it. But the judge basically said, yeah, they can keep wearing masks, at least for now. In other sugar spiky news, an annual meeting of the nation's governors that has long served as a rare bipartisan gathering is unraveling after your president excluded Democratic governors from the White House. The National Governors Association said that it will no longer hold a formal meeting with the president when governors are scheduled to convene in Washington later this month. After the White House, and this happened after the White House planned to invite only Republican governors. On last week, Tuesday, I'm sorry, not last week, Tuesday, today, 18 Democratic governors also announced they would boycott a traditional dinner at the White House. Quote, if the reports are true that not all governors are invited to these events, which have historically been productive and bipartisan opportunities for collaboration, which will not be attending, we will not be attending the White House dinner this year. Democratic governors remain united and will never stop fighting to protect and make life better for people in our states, end of quote. And that's a joint statement from the Democratic governors. Now, Governor Kevin Stitt, governor of the great state of Oklahoma, who chairs the National Governors Association, he told fellow governors in a letter yesterday that the White House intended to limit invitations to the association's annual business meeting to Republican governors only. Stitt wrote in the letter, quote, because NGA's mission is to represent all 55 governors, the association is no longer serving as the facilitator for that event, and it is no longer included in our official program, end of quote. What that means is, oh, us Republican governors, we still gonna go over there, but we won't call it a National Governors Association an event. It'll just be an event for us Republican governors. Here we are. What do y'all want from me? Hey, Savon. Care say just pull up and make a whole scene. So we'll be here for you, Jason. We praying. In other sugar spiky news, Rainbow Coalition Compound. You know, I haven't been on y'all for a while, Rainbow Coalition Compound. I hope y'all didn't think y'all was gonna get through this unscathed. Well, here we are. The Trump administration removed a large rainbow flag from a flagpole at the Stonewall National Monument. The National Park Service confirmed this to news outlets just yesterday. This marks the latest example of the president's broader effort to erase the queer community from Stonewall and other LGBTQ rights monuments. Now, news outlets then started to contact the National Park Services about the removal of the rainbow flag from the Stonewall Monument, National Monument. Hmm. Well, they said, quote, and this is from a spokesperson for the National Park Service. Quote, under government wide guidance, including General Services Administration policy and Department of the Interior direction, only the U.S. flag and other congressionally or departmentally authorized flags are flown on NPS managed flagpoles with limited exceptions. Any changes to the flag displays are made to ensure consistency with the guidance. With that guidance, Stonewall National Monument continues to preserve and interpret the site's historic significance through exhibits and programs. End of quote. Basically, we don't give a damn how y'all feel. We're removing it from it. We'll tell y'all, yeah, y'all still got a national monument, but we'll have nothing gay up there. It'll be there. We'll remove the plaque that gives it its designation. Eventually, we'll find a way to denigrate it, right? You people don't exist to us, and we're slowly removing you. You thought it was going to be just the blacks. You thought it was just going to be the trans people and the blacks. No, 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 no. All of you bastards are gone. We don't want no parts of all of you bastards. Here we are. Now the Mayor Zoran Mamdani came out and said he was outraged. He said, quote, our city has a duty not just to honor this legacy, but to live up to it. I will always fight for a New York City that invests in our LGBTQ plus community, defends their dignity, and protects every one of our neighbors without exception. End of quote. Here we are. In other sugar spiky news, I haven't done a lot of reporting recently, so I looked at it. I said I needed to do some more reporting on climate, and all of those things that could affect our bodies. And this news came out recently, and I said I needed to bring this to you all. The Trump administration last Thursday announced that coming this week, Thursday, they will revoke a scientific finding that long has been the central basis for U.S. action to regulate greenhouse gas emissions and fight climate change. The EPA, that's the Environmental Protection Agency, will issue a final rule rescinding a 2009 government declaration known as the endangerment finding. The Obama era policy determined that carbon dioxide and other greenhouse gases endanger public health and welfare. President Trump and EPA Administrator Lee Zeldin will, quote, formalize the rescission of the 2009 Obama era endangerment finding, end of quote. And that was announced at a White House ceremony by Caroline. Mhm. She went on to say, quote, the action will be the largest deregulatory action in American history and will save the American people $1.3 trillion in crushing regulations, end of quote. The bulk of the savings will stem from reduced costs for new vehicles, with the EPA projecting average per vehicle savings of more than $2,400 for popular light duty cars, SUVs, and trucks. The endangerment finding is the legal underpinning of nearly all climate regulations under the Clean Air Act for motor vehicles, power plants, and other pollution sources that are heating the planet. If it used to It is used to justify regulations such as auto emission standards intended to protect against threats made increasingly severe by climate change, deadly floods, extreme heat waves, catastrophic wildfires, and other disasters in the United States and around the world. So basically, choke and die. I don't know if you've ever visited cities like Mexico City, um, several cities in India, and several cities in some other countries where it's hard to breathe because of the smog and because of the air pollution. That is what this was intended to help keep from happening. Now they don't give a damn. Choke and die as long as we have your money. Hey, Yana. In other news, let's travel over to the great state of Minnesota. Let me tell y'all something. This Minnesota gubernatorial race is turning into a whole shit show. The daughter of Minnesota gubernatorial candidate, the daughter of a Minnesota gubernatorial candidate was found stabbed to death at her home over the weekend, leading to a tragic shakeup in the state's 2026 election. Hallie Marie Tobler, 22, was identified as the victim of a violent incident on Saturday, February 7th, when officers from the St. Cloud Police Department responded to a reported medical emergency and discovered her deceased inside a locked apartment. Hallie's husband, 23-year-old Dylan Michael Tobler, was found alive in the home with stab wounds that police believe were self-inflicted. He remains in police custody in stable condition and is expected to face charges in connection with his wife's homicide. Hallie is the daughter of former St. Cloud City Councilman Jeff Johnson, who has been campaigning to earn the Republican nomination for Minnesota governor in this year's election. Following the news of his daughter's death, he dropped out of the primary race. We just reported about another Republican candidate dropping out last week. After the no, I think that was a week and a half ago after the death of Alex Preddy. hmm We're not surprised by that. In other news, North Carolina cometh hither. North Carolina cometh hither. Uh-huh. You're in the news, North Carolina. Why? Because they want to disenfranchise you. Uh-huh. They don't want y'all to vote. They don't want y'all to vote. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. What just happened to my screen? So, a federal judge refused Sunday to help in attempts to open early voting sites at 3 public North Carolina universities, declining requests to overrule decisions by Republican controlled elections boards leading up to the state's upcoming primaries, which is on March 3rd. U.S. District Judge William Osteen rejected arguments by the College Democrats of North Carolina and some students that they were likely to win a recent lawsuit because decisions by GOP board members placed undue burdens on the right to vote. The decision by Judge Osteen, who was nominated by President George W. Bush, to deny the preliminary injunction or a temporary restraining order can be appealed. Early in-person voting for the March 3rd primary begins this Thursday. Now, here are the universities where they said that they don't want to include as early voting sites. Western Carolina University, the University of North Carolina at Greensboro, and North Carolina A&T State University, which is also in Greensboro. I should probably not have to tell you of the demographic makeup of Greensboro, as well as the location of Western Carolina University. I probably don't have to tell you the demographic makeup of these areas. Here we are. Here we are. In our last sugar spiky story of the day, well, gay days are over. Gay days at Disney are over. Yes, yes, yes. hmm After 35 years, this was supposed to be the 35th anniversary of gay days at Disney. Yeah, they ain't doing that no more. hmm hmm In a statement posted online Sunday, Gay Days announced it would not hold its June 4th through 7th, 2026 event. The annual event usually sees thousands of queer people gather in Orlando to enjoy the city's many theme parks and attractions. Organizers cited the current political climate. They specified that changes to its host hotel agreement, the loss of key sponsorship support, and what they considered as broader challenges facing the LGBTQ plus event LGBTQ plus events nationwide led them to cancel the 35th anniversary. The group said the decision made it, quote, impossible to deliver the experience our community deserves, end of quote. They went on to say, quote, this is a pause, not an ending, end of quote, in a statement. Y'all remember last year, before just before we got to Pride Month, when all of those corporate companies started to pull out of Pride events because of DEI? What did I tell y'all was about to start happening? I told you all that as major Pride events started losing corporate sponsorship, they would have to start either canceling Pride events wholesale or diminishing them and scaling them down tremendously. And this is just the start. Gay days. Now it started off as gay day. It was started off as gay day at Disney back in 91, where they would give the gays one day. It was a way for Disney to help out the gay community who was reeling because of the AIDS epidemic in 1991. So they had this one day called Gay Day at Disney where they would uh, um, allow the gays to, be gay. As more theme parks started to be opened in Orlando, it became Gay Days at Disney, and they would do multiple theme parks, and it just became a big thing during Pride Month. They ain't having it no more. This will not be the last pause and or cancellation that we're going to start to hear about in the coming weeks and months. Hey, Twin Flames, just prepare yourselves. And with that being said, it's time for our video breakdowns. Yeah, that's the money disappearing. It's time for our video breakdowns. Our first video breakdown is our feel good, touchy feely, feel good moment of the day. Here's the first one. I thought we should start with the feel good. The young lady is blind, and so they knock on the back of the backboard so she can hear and listen and where to shoot. And they gave her a moment in the middle of the game where she could go shoot. I was real happy for the little girl. That was our touchy feel good moment of the day. Hmm. I loved it too. Oh yeah, they don't want us to have nothing, Jason. They don't want us to have a fuck thing. Here's our next video breakdown. Women, I need you to verify this video breakdown for me. I have Jason. You might know about this video breakdown. Terrence might know. I don't know nothing about this that they got going on in this video breakdown. Y'all can have at it.
Gentlemen, gather around. This is a map. It's a map. And like most maps, you looked at it briefly and thought, I got this, and then immediately went the wrong way. See this part? This is the final destination. Not the highway, not the side streets, not the scenic route you insist on taking. And if you're deep in the city already, you've missed your exit. But I know a shortcut. No, you don't. You drove past it. The flowing lines? These are roads. They guide you. You don't zoom through these streets and hope for the best. You focus. This right here is the star of the show. The North Star. I know you think you're the star. You're not. You're the supporting cast. It's right here. It's been there. But knowing you, you're probably inside the city again. Sir, you're lost. You passed it. Turn around. You missed your exit. Head north. It's not inside. It's not buried. It's not hiding in there. It's not playing hard to get. It's not in there. I know you think it is. It's not. This area back here, that's the basement. It's a detour. I know what you're thinking. The gift shop is in the basement. I like to visit the gift shop too. But if the map says no, it's no. And now the GPS needs to recalculate because you ignored the directions again. This is it, right here. And once you arrive at your destination, remember, this is not a doorbell. You don't ring it repeatedly. No one's going to answer. This is a quiet neighborhood. Residential speeds only. This is not Fast and the Furious. Nobody asked for Tokyo Drift. The destination isn't a race. It's a journey. You don't keep changing speeds every 3 seconds. Small circles, no U-turns. We're not whipping the car around. Gentle loops. Cruise control is your friend. Set a pace, stay there. Nice, smooth ride. And stop with the DJ scratch. Sir, this is not a Coachella set. You treat it like a scratch and win lottery ticket. No one's winning the jackpot. And you're gonna start a car fire with all that friction. And remember, passenger feedback matters. If the passenger says, a little to the left, you don't say, I know where I'm going. No, you don't. Listen to the navigator. And if you still can't find it, because I know you think you know everything, pull over, stop driving, and ask for help. Gentlemen, save this. Study this. Memorize the coordinates. Don't make me come here and tell you again. Class dismissed.
Clearly, my car did not get this GPS that you all taught that she's referencing. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know. Well, I didn't get that GPS. My GPS don't work like that. I don't know. Kid, that's why I went to y'all. I don't know nothing about this. Okay, my GPS never took me. That's not the map that my GPS has. Why does my GPS not include the map that she's showing? Because she got a whole map that she said y'all GPS go to. And I put a whole lot of maps in my GPS. And my map don't show me none of that. The map that I have is completely different. The map that I got It's completely different. I didn't even know there was a front door. I only got a fucking back door. Okay. Oh, all I know is the basement entrance. I didn't even know there was a front over there. A front? What are you talking about? All I knew what to do was keep the goddamn basement clean. You keep the basement clean. That's all I know. Oh, I can't do this with y'all. Listen, I just keep the damn basement clean. That's it. My map got gerrymandered. Oh, it take me to the basement, girl. I was off course. I didn't know. Janae said my ex, it was for exit only for me. Oh, okay, I just listen. I don't know. Ooh, I'm over here with real thug tears over here. I'm over here with real thug tears. Oh, girl. I saw that. I said, oh. I had to confirm with the ladies. I don't know nothing about them maps that I ain't never seen one of the maps. I don't know nothing about that shit. I had to confirm with y'all. Terrence, have you seen that map, Terrence? Do you know about this map? And because did you get that GPS to show you that map? Because my GPS don't show me that, Terrence. Yours show you that, Terrence? Just saying. What happened to my GPS? I don't know about that one. But the basement is clean. Stay clean. Oh, God. I mean, the map I go to, it's always this big semi truck in the driveway until I go to 444 house, and then there's a little mini coupe in the driveway and not a big semi truck. Not you studied the map since 5 years old. Right, what is this map that you speak of? Where the hell it been? I ain't seen that map since like high school. Baby, I ain't seen that map since like 11th grade, maybe 10th. No, I think 11th grade, somewhere around there. 10th, 11th grade, somewhere around there. Child, I'm not doing this with y'all. Y'all is cutting up. Child. Yeah. She was real accurate according to y'all. Let y'all tell it. Well, we ain't got no cobwebs over here on this basement. We keep no, ain't no we don't even get a chance to grow cobwebs over here. Child. Oh, I can't do this with y'all. Yeah, it's a mini coupe over there down to the when I go over there to a 444. He don't have the big semi in the driveway. It's just a little mini coupe. Anyway, here's our last video breakdown.
5 inches? He said it's not about size, it's what you do with it. Okay. He did not do much with it. At all.
5 here. I'm funny though. Like really funny. She laughing the whole time. That's the goal. Keep her laughing.
7 inches? That's the one I let borrow money. That's the one I believed when he lied. That's the one I'm texting back right now.
Lucky number 7 here. I forgot her birthday. I borrowed her car. I still got a key to her place. Don't ask me how.
9 inches? He asked me to do something I said I'd never do. I did it. Twice. We don't talk about it.
9 here. I don't got a job. I don't got a car. I sleep on a mattress on the floor. She still come over.
11 inches? I thought I could handle it. I was wrong. I called out of work. I walked different for a week. My coworkers asked questions.
11 here. Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. It was a first-round knockout.
Okay. And then there's that. Y'all are still over here. Tracy, you see I missed the upgrade when we went from paper routes to GP. Oh. Okay, well, then there's that. Remember when you used to have to buy like the GPS machines for your car? Remember before we had GPS on the phone, you had the little GPS box machine that you would just sit on the dashboard of your car? Child. This stuff be in my algorithm. Girl, I don't even know how this stuff get in my algorithm, Tracy W. I don't know. Just be there. Those were our video breakdowns for today. I hope you enjoyed. It seems that you did. Let's start off. Right, the little Tom and stuff. Hey, Uncle Jay. So let's talk about the Olympics. Trying to rewrite fucking history. You bitches ain't shit. So Ilya Malinin, now let's be clear. This is no slight to Ilya Malinin. The little boy, he's like 21 years old. I'm a big figure skating fan, okay? Been watching figure skating since since the Debbie Thomas days and stuff like that, going way back to the 80s with Debbie Thomas. Love Brian Boitano and all of them. Going all the way back and shit. Okay. Back in the day, my girl Midori Ito and stuff like that. All my peoples from back in the day. So Ilya Melanin, phenomenal skater. He may have already won the gold. I mean, they call him, the quad god, because the man does a quadruple axel. Again, the man has landed a quadruple axel, and many of us thought we would never in our lifetime see a quadruple axel landed, but the man has already landed one twice. And I think he landed one. I gotta go. I think his long program was either today or yesterday. I missed it or whatever. I gotta go watch. Anyway, that ain't the story. During his program, right, in the Olympics, he hit a backflip, a one leg backflip, because in skating, in order for a jump to count, you have to land on one leg. Surya Bonali, our beautiful black queen from France. Go back if you don't know who she is, ladies and gentlemen. Just go back and look at Surya Bonali. Shout out to her. I forgot which Olympics it was. I think it was either Olympics or the Worlds, where she won second place, and she said, "Bitch, I'm not getting on your motherfucking podium." Because you bitches cheated me. They used to be cheating my girl Surya Bonali because she was not only black, but she was dark skinned, and proud of her melanin too. Anyway, so now they're saying that Ilya Melanin is the first person to land a backflip in the Olympics. Meanwhile, 30 years ago, 30 years ago, Surya Bonali was landing them shits and giving middle fingers to the judges and not giving a damn. Now, the first time they ever did a backflip was back in the 70s, but that was not a 1 foot landing. It was landed with both feet. Surya Bonali back at the 98 Olympics in Nagano, because she had did it many times at Worlds and at the European Championships. But the first time she landed it at the Olympics was in 98 in Nagano. And she was the first one to land a backflip and it be legal because it was landed on 1 foot. And they told her it was illegal. And the real reason that they said it was illegal, let's just be clear. It was deemed illegal because the white girls could not do it. They couldn't. And they were afraid that the white girls would try it and crack their fucking skulls open. So they deemed it illegal. And fucking Surya Bonali did it time after time and said, fuck that shit, I'm doing it anyway. I'm cutting out. Am I cutting out? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Am I okay now? Am I cutting out? 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 Can y'all hear me? Okay, y'all heard. Okay, I just wanted to make sure I was good. But yeah, they stayed on my girl Syria Bonali, and I loved her down. Did. So, like I said, this is nothing against Ilya Melanin, but I don't want the Olympics. So now they're trying to thread the needle and say, oh, he was the first one that person to legally land a backflip. I'm not doing this with y'all. Know what this is about. Y'all know they don't. You know, the people like to say they invented the Winter Olympics to keep black people out, but y'all ain't gonna never keep us out of this shit. We're always superior. Anytime we enter a sport, we're always superior. Get over it. In other news, so the guy on the right, that will be Atlanta Falcons player James Pierce Jr. The woman on the left, that will be LA Sparks player Rakia Jackson. Now, let's get to this story. Los Angeles Sparks forward Rakia Jackson provided police with a detailed account of the events leading to her ex-boyfriend James Pierce Jr.'s arrest Saturday in Doral, Florida, according to the criminal complaint and affidavit. Jackson, who recently ended a 3-year relationship with Mr. Pierce, told officers she had blocked his phone number to prevent further contact. Despite this, he reached out using an alternate number. Text messages from Mr. Pierce continued through Friday and into Saturday morning. Even after Miss Jackson explicitly told him via text on Friday afternoon to leave her alone and that she wanted nothing more to do with him. She showed these messages to police as evidence of ongoing unwanted communication. On Saturday morning, Ms. Jackson reported noticing Mr. Pierce following her vehicle in a white Lamborghini SUV. When both cars stopped at a red light, Pierce exited his SUV and attempted to open the driver's side of her car. Fearing for her safety, she accelerated away and immediately began driving toward the Doral Police Department to seek help. He then re-entered his vehicle and continued the pursuit of her at a high rate of speed. While en route to the police station, she said that he intentionally collided into the rear of her vehicle with his SUV. As she neared the intersection close to the police station, she described him cutting her off with his vehicle, blocking her path. When she tried to back away to escape, he allegedly used his SUV to collide head on with her car. Photographs taken of Miss Jackson's vehicle showed damage consistent with both rear end and head on impact. She then called Doral police, who responded to the scene near the station. Officers located Mr. Pierce standing outside his SUV with the driver's door open. An officer drew a weapon and ordered him to the ground. But he got back into the vehicle, I should say, locked the doors and drove away, striking a police officer in the knee in the process of fleeing the police. Police pursued him um, until he crashed at an intersection. Then he got out the car and fled on foot and was eventually apprehended after resisting. Mhm. The fact that he's still alive is I'm surprised. What else happened? And then he was taken into custody, and that's there. Now, they gave him a bond. I don't know why, but he had a $20,500 bond, which I think is real cheap, knowing that he makes millions of dollars. Excuse me. Well, he's a rookie, so I don't know what his salary is. I think he does make over $1 million, but he is a rookie. Well, he was a rookie this past season, I should say. Now he's being charged with 5 felonies. 2 counts of aggravated battery with a deadly weapon, aggravated stalking, aggravated battery on a law enforcement officer, and fleeing or eluding police, plus misdemeanor resisting an officer without violence. They gave him a $20,500 bond that he used. They probably took him over to TGK. TGK ain't that far from Doral. You just go past, go across the 826, and you over there at TGK. That's probably where they took him. TGK is Turner Guilford Knight. That's the little that's the jail they take you to when you first get arrested in Miami. Like if you get arrested on South Beach or something like that, baby, they gonna take you to TGK. It's over there by the airport. Child, this whole story is a mess. Just a goddamn mess. Lock his ass up. Lock his ass up. The fact that he's out of jail is a problem. Because that means that he's probably going to go over there and stalk that girl again. He's proven to you he don't give a damn. He's proven that he's here for this. He's going to do whatever he want to do. Anyway, in Glorilla news, Glorilla said, okay, I'm sick of it. She said, I'm sick of it. This heifer out here got all this shit to say. Well, let me say what I got to say. Y'all know Glorilla's sister had a bunch to say. Here's what she had to say.
I ain't gonna talk about how you got me sent to jail for a whole week. We ain't gonna talk about that. How you tried to shoot me, you set me up, you got me sent to jail. We ain't gonna talk about none of that. Alright? I ain't gonna talk about half the stuff you did. Just leave it alone. You doing you right now. Keep doing you. Keep my family out of it. Keep me out of it. You see, you at where you at all because you said my name? You could have been saying my name and did a positive. You went about the wrong way, y'all, and now you'll never get a penny out of me. And y'all saying other people, the ones y'all got y'all input to put on it, y'all ain't never been, my whole life, even before I was rich, I always been the one that never asked for shit. I always been the one to do shit for motherfuckers. So y'all, the ones that feel where she coming from, y'all don't know shit because y'all ain't never been the ones to have shit. Like, I ain't fucking, like, my people I fuck with, they straight. My mama, she straight. Let me call my dad. Hold on. Y'all know how my dad look already. I can FaceTime him. Y'all swear everything I post be fake. I post fake screenshots, baby. The proof is in the pudding.
And Woods family ain't none of y'all goddamn business. That's my business. All them my children.
She put them in the business though, Dad, so you can't get mad at them for talking what they talk because she got on there and put them in that lying ass business.
Listen, baby, I don't get on there because I done dated all y'all my children. Victoria needs her motherfucking ass whooped. She know better. Spreading the family business. Whatever happened in the Woods family, good or bad, that ain't none of y'all concerned. What y'all need to be worried about is what y'all got going on. I'm the dad. I love all my children, but I do not appreciate what Victoria's doing to my family name. I really don't. She ain't got no business. Whatever disagreement,
Daddy.
Her sister and her mama.
F her. Daddy, I don't want you to say all this. We know she wrong. Blase. What get done for you every time you ask? Tell them how I treat you. Tell the world how I treat you.
Man, look, you have been outstanding. I could never pay you back for all the shit I don't know, count.
You know that's all that matters. You and my mama taking care of, and I'm happy.
You take damn good care of me.
Thank you, Dad.
You take damn good, man.
You deserve
I ain't got
it.
no complaint.
You deserve
I
it.
can never pay you back for all you done. You done bought me cars, you gave me parts, you gave me plenty of money. I done traveled all over the United States with you. You have exceeded my wildest dream. Now, Glory, you know I love all y'all. Good, bad, and ugly. But at the same time, for somebody to sit online and lie on you like that, I said, damn.
Yeah.
That's really messed up. Just messed up.
It's cool, Daddy. We know what's going on. Well, thank you. Do stuff like go work because you still want to. So it ain't no point of, like, that's why I ain't want you. My mama begged me to put statements out to take her side, and no, she don't got to do all that. Mom, you keep doing what you want to do. You keep getting spoiled every month, and you keep working because you want to work, because you don't want to lay on your back and beg nobody for nothing.
We resigned because the girl told where we were, the hours that we were going, so we had to resign.
And that's fine, because you don't got to. How many hours was you working there anyway?
2, 3.
So you going to work for 2, 3 hours, but she acting like you just need to go work there. I'm pretty sure that's $200 a week.
She didn't know we were working at first. And when I couldn't give her the money, I did, and I said, well, I'm working. She said, you working? So that made her think that I was struggling.
It's cool, Ma. You taken care of. You can get whatever you want. You don't got to explain nothing. I let you come on here on my live, so they can hear your side of the story. Because everybody hearing everybody's side of the story, but mine. Because I wasn't going to say nothing. I was just going to let God deal with it. But what she not finna do was just act like you were just this horrible parent. Okay, yes, we struggle. Everybody struggle. Like, it is what it is. Thank you, Mom, for raising me to be who I am. Thank you for giving me my name and marking me to be blessed to be able to take care of the people who take care of me. And I love you, and I thank you for all your time you spend with us as kids to where I'm at now. I love you, Mom. And
now the mama and the daddy came right out and said that bitch lying. Mama said, I just work because I don't want to stay at home all day. I only do like 2, 3 hours. Mama said she had to quit her job because y'all went and doxed the mama. The sister went and doxed the mama and told her the mama worked. She had to stop doing the little 2, 3 hours she was trying to do. See, baby, that daddy's straight out the country. Baby, listen. That daddy's straight out the country. You heard it. You listen. But I think we all knew when we saw the sister, or as y'all call her Bro Rilla, Bro Rizzy, whatever y'all want to call her. We all knew she wasn't about shit anyway. When that ever talked about, I just want $2,500. Bitch, what? $2,500. We knew she wasn't about shit at that point. Well, I'm glad you were able to clear your name, Glorilla. Okay. I mean, I'm glad, I guess we all knew your sister wasn't shit. We all knew that. Just throw her like $3,000. She'll shut up, at least for the next 6 months, because she'll be back 6 months after that. Ciao. Okay. Some of these people, some of these parents, they don't be wanting to stay home. They be wanting to go out and do something because that keeps them alive and vibrant. But like I said, nobody believed her anyway. Anyway, all right, Glow. Well, there's speculation that these two broke up. I personally don't give a fuck. I told y'all I wish nothing but the worst for these two anyway. He ain't shit. She ain't shit. And they both a ball of ain't shitness. This heifer, don't get that big ass bitch. This heifer ain't worth shit. That motherfucker ain't worth shit. You decided to be with him. You knew he wasn't shit when you got with him. The man got like 468 kids. They call him Johnny Appleseed because he spread seed all around America. Remember we did the story like a week or two ago where she was like, "Oh, if I find out anything, it's over." Bitch, you knew about shit when you got with his ass. Now all of a sudden it's the last straw. Now they unfollowing each other. I don't believe none of that. He probably over there cracking your back as we speak, beating your blocks in. Child. Listen, I really don't care. I promise you I don't. The woman has a penchant and proclivity of letting the least and worst of us enter inside her body and skeet up into her vagina. But if you like to get your womb plunged by the worst men in America, be my guest. I ain't gonna stop you. I really don't give a damn. Exactly. Not she hit him with the side eye and the good luck, child. Baby, I ain't got nothing for it. I ain't got nothing for it. You willingly went over to that man. Not every time you say basement, Terrence. Not Terrence, Jason. Not every time, Jason, you say basement. We all think about other stuff. See, this is what I'm talking about. Just laying pipe every damn where. Laying pipe every damn where. The man, when you got with him, had like 3-4 women pregnant. Girl, Cardi, we don't care. You know I can't stand your ass anyway. Yeah, that's her baby daddy. Well, at least we hope it is. Well, I don't know. Shit, I don't know. Ma'am, I don't give a shit. Uh, Ma'am, get the fuck away from me.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
In more sports news, because that's what we doing today. Sports, and I love it. I'm here for all of the sports news. I am. So that's the little baby on the left. On the right is 49ers defensive lineman Keon White. Now he was shot in the ankle after the Super Bowl very early in the morning in San Francisco in a Mission District nightclub. Now they said that this came after he had a verbal dispute with Lil Baby. They said it occurred around 4 a.m. in Delilah's, which is a bar and nightclub at 1799 Mission Street, during what police described as a verbal altercation between two groups inside the venue. Now, Keon, who's 27, was hosting a private party in a downstairs event space after attending Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara the previous day. I mean, they're saying it the previous day like it was a whole nother day. It was earlier in the day. You know, it was later that night. According to a police report, members of Lil Baby's entourage attempted to enter Keon's private section, leading to an argument between the rapper and the player. A witness reported hearing multiple gunshots after stepping away to notify management and returned to find White wounded in the leg. San Francisco police recovered a 9mm and a .45 caliber shell cases, I should say, for both guns at the scenes, along with surveillance footage and an abandoned cell phone. Mr. White was uncooperative when asked by investigators who fired the shots. No arrests have been made and no suspect has been publicly identified. I ain't got nothing to do with it. So you don't want to cooperate with the police, right? Okay. Is your people going after him? I promise you I don't care. If you don't care enough to tell the police who shot you, I don't care enough to give a damn. And if you know it was Lil Baby and his entourage, why the fuck you won't say that? Baby, I don't care. Get away from me, sir. I don't know. I know you play for my beloved 49ers, and your ass better not miss 1 day of training camp. I don't give a damn if you don't. Sir, go with God.
Go with God. Go with God, Crispy.
In our last story of the day, Christopher Maurice. Somebody go over there and tell Christopher Maurice to shut the fuck up. Can somebody go over there and just tell him to do that? Just shut the fuck up. Cause he posted all over Instagram talk about what he said. I think it's safe to quote, I think it's safe to say they need me. And he posted that following the Bad Bunny halftime show. No, bitch, we don't need you. We ain't looking for you. We don't need you. We don't want you. No, sir. No. No. We don't want, because with you comes violence. With you comes people being assaulted. No, sir. No. No. Absolutely not. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Sorry. No. We were good with we were good with Benito. We were good with the Benito Bowl. Sir, we don't give a shit about you, Christopher Maurice. We don't need you. We're fine. I promise you we are. I promise you we're fine. Now they dog walking him, which I'm surprised. Cause you know how these people are. I expected the people to be defending Christopher Maurice, but they say the people are dog walking him. They say the people are letting loose. They say they went and decided to let go and let God on him. Sir, sir, let it go, Christopher Maurice. You're a hater. You're a hater. The man sells out more arenas than you, Christopher Maurice. I would argue he may have more money than you at this point. The man is making money hand over fist. He sells out whole stadiums all over the globe. Why are you a hater? Always hating. He did, and you just hating for no damn reason. That man ain't did shit to you. Somebody just go tell him to go play in traffic. Get away from us, Christopher Maurice. That's the dossier for the day, y'all. We about to get out of here. I'm late for Really B, huh? Am I late? Is she live already? Are we late? Is she live already? Is she live already? Can we check and see? Let me see. Is she live all day? But y'all, as y'all can see, we back. Did y'all enjoy yourselves today? I'm glad to be back with y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed yourselves. I sure am glad to be back with y'all. We back like we never left. Oh, she live. Okay. We about to go over to Really B. About to go over there. Listen, y'all. We'll be back tomorrow. Remember, tomorrow is Wednesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday. So just remember that is Twitch Wednesday. We'll be on Twitch tomorrow. All right. We will be on Twitch tomorrow. Twitch only Wednesdays. As I always say, I love y'all. I love on y'all. Thank you all for being vocal, present, and active. Thank you for doing what you do. Thank you for any and all contributions that you make to the channel. They're much obliged and much appreciated. We'll be back tomorrow on Twitch only. That's all I got for y'all. Y'all stay right there. We're going over to Really B. Until next time. Thank y'all for coming. Y'all drive safely. We out. Love y'all.